Hi, thanks for joining me. It's Christine Crutcher from Create with Christine, and I'm here with another Tuesday tip video tutorial for you. And for my project today, I am featuring this card here. And it does feature the So Hoppy Together stamp set. This is a cling stamp set, and it's in the Celebration catalog. It's a level 1 celebration reward, which means you have to spend $50 in product from either the occasions catalog or the annual catalog, and you can mix it up. You don't have to buy product from just one catalog, but when you spend $50 you can earn this stamp set for free. So Celebration will be going on through March 31st, 2019. But I wanted to talk for a minute about cling stamps because this is a new stamp style for Stampin' Up. So I'm just going to do a quick demo for you. There's also a video on the Stampin' Up YouTube channel. So you want to find the sticker sheet, and the stickers have a line down the middle. You want to peel the backing. So the cling is still the red rubber from Stampin' Up, but these labels are super sticky. So then they're going to stick to your blocks without any problem. So just remove the backing from the sheet and the backing from your red rubber stamp. Then you're going to line them up, and trust me, go slowly and carefully. I already screwed up one of my Valentine stamps with the label. I'm going to see if I can get it off with my heat gun. And then just press, and then just be careful when you pull it up. So now this is super sticky and will stick to my block and like never fall off. The other thing is once you have a stamp mounted to your block, I'm just going to bring over the frog. You want to make sure you're careful when you're removing him. Start from the edge and kind of pull the corner up, because if you try to rip the whole thing off, it could ruin the label on it. So just be gentle. So let's go ahead and stamp our frog. So I cut out the two largest stitched shapes from the squares. I cut out one in, well, you can see there's two different sizes, so they nest into each other. The larger is Daffodil Delight and the smaller is Shimmery White cardstock. So it kind of has a little bit of a shine shimmer to it. I'm going to bring over my Sahara Sand ink pad. I have some scrap paper here because I'm going to actually stamp off. We're going to do a no line watercoloring. So I'm going to stamp, and then I'm going to stamp kind of towards the bottom middle, and you get the much lighter color. And now I wanted to put on, there's a little hat in the stamp set, so he kind of looks like a little frog prince. But I can't just stamp the hat on there because, well, number one, it's not photopolymer see-through, so I can't see where I'm going with the red rubber. So what I did is I created a mask. So pretty much I stamped the frog on a post-it note, then I fussy cut around the top middle. I'm just going to ink up my little crown, stamp off, and then try to stamp this kind of right in between where the eyeballs are. Then you'll have a little crown peeking off the top of his head. And now I'm ready to do my watercoloring. So I watercolored in Old Olive and a little tiny bit of Daffodil Delight on the crown. So I can get this out of the way. So I did use my aqua painter. That's why I'm using Shimmery White. So pretty much you can take, this is the old style ink pad, so you can squeeze in the middle before you open it up, and you'll get some ink pooled in the lid. The other thing you can do is if you have re-inkers for your pads, you can drop a drop or two of re-inker right into the lid. So I'm going to start by taking a darker color that's kind of in the middle, and he has 3 little spots. So I'm going to do those. And honestly, it's fine if it's not perfect. I'm just kind of following the artist's line. If I go outside the line, that's okay. And then I'm going to also want his tummy to be darker. So here I'm going to try to like kind of drag the area I want. I like to go in circles. And it's just water in my aqua painter. And what's funny is there's this little triangle piece on the other side of his leg over here. Okay, those are all the darker spots I want. Then I'm just going to kind of go out here and pull some of this lighter olive color. And that's really what I want his main body to be. So I'm just going to kind of start coloring and go around in circles. Can pick up a little bit more color and add a little more over if I feel like that's too light. But as I color, you can see kind of the line from the Sahara sand is so light that it kind of looks like a fun no-line watercolor technique here. So take your time. It's okay if it's a little messy in places. Once it dries, it's usually a surprise, like, wow, it looks kind of a little rough right now while it's still a little bit wet and waiting to dry, but then once it dries, it'll look fantastic. I find it really therapeutic and relaxing to color. Don't forget this little leg over here. Okay. Then the most important thing is once you have it pretty much how you want it, stop. I'm going to take the green away. I'm just going to bring over my scrap paper and kind of scribble a little bit. It doesn't really look like there's much on there, so that's good. I'm going to bring over my daffodil. I'm just going to pick up some of the brighter daffodil in the lid and do the very tip of his little crown a little bit darker. Then I can kind of pull some of the color out and just add a little bit of color on there. It's light, so it's hard to kind of see, but it's there. Okay. So that looks great. We're just going to set that kind of aside to make sure it's dry before we add it to our project. So let me bring over, oh, actually let me stamp the saying. What I'm going to do is I have a piece of Shimmery White cardstock, just so I'm consistent in what cardstocks I'm using on the project. And then I have a piece of the new Gingham Gala Designer Series paper in Daffodil Delight. This measures 2.5 by 4 7/8. This Shimmer White is 4 by 5 1/4. And I kind of just want to use this as a guide. And I'm going to bring this over here kind of too, because I want to stamp over here in the white space. So I have my stamp, and I'm going to bring back the old olive ink. It says, "You can do anything." I'm just going to very carefully stamp that over here in the white space. then I can go ahead and adhere my layers. So pretty much I like to do that in case I screw up my stamping or don't like how it looks. I can flip over or make this the bottom and hide it, my mistake, with my designer paper. So this is double-sided, so the larger check on one side and the smaller check on the other. I'm going to go with the larger check. This paper comes in 5 colors, and then in one pack, it's a pack of 5 different colors. Then it has a coordinating ribbon that's another one of the celebration reward items. So I had to use the coordinating organdy ribbon. So I'm just going to put that across right at the tippity top with a couple of glue dots. Oops, make sure it's on there. Then we'll just put that right up to the edge and around the back with the glue dots. Ah, my glue dot fell. Make sure it is stuck back there. There we go. And then I just have a daffodil card base. So I'm just going to zip this on here with a little bit of liquid glue. And then my square frog should be dry, so I can adhere him on here with a little bit of liquid glue as well. And there's something about when it's like 20 degrees outside making cards with bright, fun colors. I do know that at some point spring will be back here in Massachusetts. But all in all, our winter hasn't been that bad so far, so I can't complain. We're getting a little bit of snow the next couple days, but it looks like it's going to be light dustings to coatings, so we can live with that. Okay, now I can just adhere on. I really found using the stitched squares with the gingham and the squares in the gingham, I'm really liking that pattern together. So that's my project for today. I hope you'll give No Line Watercoloring a try. And thanks so much for tuning in this week. Leave me a comment by Monday, January 14th at midnight Eastern for a chance to win this card for me for tuning in. Thanks so much. I'll be back again next week with another project to share.